This verse in Colossians destroys the idea of being saved by faith only. If that thought makes you uncomfortable, then you need to stay and hear this message. Because in Colossians 2, Paul calls baptism the circumcision of Christ. This is significant because the point where a person was added to the promise under the old covenant was when they were circumcised. Genesis 17:10 and 11. So Colossians 2:11 reads, "In Christ you were circumcised, that is, something was removed from you, and you were added to a covenant, you were circumcised with a circumcision that is not performed by human hands." How was this done? By putting off the body of flesh by the circumcision of Christ. That's verse 11. Verse 12 then explains how and when this took place. And it explains what the circumcision of Christ is. It says, "This took place when you were buried with him in baptism, and raised by faith in the work of God, who raised him from the dead." Verse 13, "When you were dead in trespasses, and in the uncircumcision of your flesh, he made you alive with him, and forgave us all our trespasses." The message here is so clear. When we are baptized, we are buried with Jesus just as he was buried in that tomb. And when we're raised up out of the water, we are raised up with Jesus just as God the Father raised him on the third day. And it is in that moment that our trespasses are cut from us, and we are added to the new covenant, just as so many were circumcised and added to the old covenant. Baptism is the circumcision of Christ. And it is at that point, the point of baptism, that we are saved. Anyone who tells you otherwise, anyone who tells you that we're saved by a prayer or by mere belief does not understand the scriptures. And anyone who thinks they were saved prior to being baptized is mistaken. You have been deceived. That person is not truly saved. They are not in the covenant with Christ. That is why this message is so important. So many people think they are safe when they're not. So please understand what Paul is teaching here in Colossians 2. Baptism is the circumcision of Christ. And it is necessary, it is the point where we are saved. Please understand that gospel truth and act accordingly. Do what God says to do, for it's too late.